Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Sundrop Cup Series test. This time it is at the short track test for the SDCS out here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. The first time the national series of competition will be going to the Nashville Fairgrounds. We ran here last season in the Molson Modified, but this will be the first time televised that these drivers will be taking to this track. Starting out, the number 12, that's Cody Smart, leads them out, and Jay Jefferson's going to follow right behind as we have 28 drivers here this weekend on this cluttered pit road here at Nashville. But Cody Smart is going to be making the first laps for Rockstar Energy Racing and will be the first Cup driver out on this track to complete a lap. Nice to see him out here. He did not run last night's, or earlier today's, in the universe, Michigan test out for the CRTS. That was Priya McShane in the 12, so he is here since Sebastian Kukulon went to the Michigan test. Cody Smart getting his first attempt at a Cup car. Going to see how he will be able to drive this car around as he ran a 19.7 to start off. These laps will tick by quick. It's a 30-minute test session like the rest of them. We might see a ton of laps go by as this test session goes on. Dusty Neal in the 94, a short track guy for Cloud Foster Racing Operations. Last season, he got a pole at South Boston for Cloud Foster Racing Operations in the Crown Royal Truck Series, and that's how he is eligible for the clash that will be ran in these Cup cars as Speed Weeks progresses in just a few weeks' time. Dusty Neal in this 94, hoping that this test will be able to show some speed. He's second quickest now, right behind Cody Smart as the field starts to get up to speed. Neal looking to have a great run today here at Nashville. Carter freezing up there. Ryan Butcher, Cody Smart coming out. There's Cody Goforth in the 27 who will be driving this car for a good portion of the Cup season as he drives for full-time for NBM in the Crown Royal Truck Series competition. A few more guys trying to come on out. There's Casey Mears, the first start of the test session for Kamikaze Motorsports. It's number 07 team, getting a new number for this Cup season. Never ran 07 before, now doing it now. Casey Mears, the team owner, is in this 07 here for the short tracks, a road course ace himself. He's out here just making some laps as he's going to battle with Larry Hagan, one of the greats on the short tracks, as well as Brady Burkhardt. Two guys very fast in competition. We'll see how good Casey Mears is able to put a lap time up as Dusty Neal has one up to the charts. Then the 95, if I can find him, I got to figure out who actually is in the 95, and that's Aidan Smith. He is a short track and road course ace. That is his strengths, the speedways, which are a pretty important portion of the schedule he's not too strong at, but currently 5th quickest with a 19.341, drops to 6th quickest behind teammate DJ Curtis, and now right there, 19.193 puts him to the top of the charts for this team. Monster Motorsports has a great testing program for their drivers that aren't full-time in the Cup Series. Vince Freeze has topped the charts at Chicagoland. Aidan Smith topping the charts here and at Road America, I'm pretty sure he topped the charts at. So a very fast driver and a very fast car for that 95 team. Carson Bowers in the 25 is going to top up into second, but Brady Burkhardt jumps him right there. Irving Allison right now 8th quickest. He is the driver in this 82 instead, as Jacob Edson went and tested for Simtech Racing Incorporated. Had a very slow run at Michigan. And right now, he is out here right now, currently was 8th quickest as Ryan Butcher tops the charts. Larry Hagan and the 91 of Austin Murray are your top 3 now, and we'll get up, make sure that Murray's, yes, there's Austin Murray in the 91. As Logan Cloud has announced his retirement before the beginning of the season, Austin Murray has been announced to drive this car full-time this season, as well as in the Crown Royal Truck Series for the number 91 team in both divisions. The 70 truck will not run for Pedal to Metal Racing now that Cloud is not going to be running it. So Austin Murray hoping that he will be able to pick up from last season, possibly get himself into victory lane. And what a shock right here, 18.945, Gatlin Downey for Gatlin Downey Incorporated in this 35 team. He has really... Gatlin Downey, these tests have not gone well for him nor Stephen Wallace Jr. And they both topped the charts, first and second. This is a great turnaround for GDI at the short track, as Gatlin Downey has pretty much been in the bottom 5 most of the testing session and has been last, the slowest in the testing session. I believe 3 out of the 5 tests so far. So really, Downey in this 35 putting down some great laps for the first two into the 18-second marks. And Stephen Wallace Jr., he's topped the charts, but great job for Gatlin Downey getting up into second. Tim Foster, the only other driver to just edge under that 19-second mark, as he got an 18.999 in his Auto number 40. There's Tib right there. Adam Mitchell, a short track ace, as Casey Mears is going to go up and block Jay Jefferson. Jay not looking like he has much speed. He's 25th quickest right now. Casey Mears the slowest, 28th quickest, as there's only 28 cars in the field. But Jay got really slowed up. His lap time gets screwed up by that. But Adam Mitchell, he's right now in the HBP car. He's a great short track driver. Of course, you're defending Dr. Pepper Dash Series champion from last season, and a great performance against Casey Nanico for that championship. This 06 team is doing everything they can to get themselves to Daytona and possibly beyond, as those upgrades from this testing session could prove critical in their run for some good finishes this year in the Cup Series. But do not count out HBP. It's everyone is basically on an even playing field. We could see them sneak their way into victory lane at some point in this Cup Series season. And just as we said, Jay Jefferson was going slow. He's now up to 8th quickest in that 48 car. Of course, he's one of the best in the garage right now, so he is definitely pulling away with some speed. Fastest car in testing so far is Stephen Wallace Jr., as he's behind Ryan Butcher, and I believe the 72 is Eric Monaco this week. Great run for SWJ, as he will drive the CFRO number 98 truck full-time this season, as well as this number 65. Nice to see GDI getting that alliance with CFRO. Those two Dodge teams now trying to work around that TSR and and there goes Eric Monaco into the inside wall. Ryan Butcher dumps the 72. That's not going to be too popular in the garage, and Cody Smart's definitely going to have something to say about that one, and he rightly should, as the 83 just turns the 72 coming off of the corner, and Butcher 14th quickest. Meanwhile, the 72... Now, the 72 was a little slower, 19th quickest, but that was just wrong by Ryan Butcher. Just turns him into the inside wall. Austin Murray now in the 91 puts himself to the top of the charts with an 18.8 second time, and Peter Onjak follows right behind, second quickest. Peter, a great short track driver in that 44 car. Of course, won last season at Mesa Mara, and that was his only win, breaking an over 70 race winless streak. He is one of the best that could be heading into this series. In the inaugural seasons of the NSDCA, he's performed well. I believe he made the chase in season 1 of the Truck Series. Of course, he won the inaugural Mountain Dew Custom Series championship, so he could be looking for another great performance this season, especially with some short tracks on the schedule. A great short track racer. We'll have to see what he can do as this season progresses. Matty Porta, 19th, not very strong on the short tracks. Dover is basically the shortest track he goes to that he could perform well at. Only 19th quick for Sauber Racing Team so far, but they're just trying to get him some experience, as Peter Onjak absolutely shoots away. And here's Johnson Performance. No one thought this was a big surprise coming into this season, that Johnson Performance would actually go full-time. And they're not going full-time with one driver. They're going full-time with multiple drivers, as Dwayne Rockefeller is looking to actually run, I believe, 3 of the Florida weekends in the Speed Weeks race, as he has a Cup ride here for the 51 team and Mountain Dew Custom Series ride for Silver Wolf Racing. And I believe he is in the Molson Modified Series. I don't remember which series he's in, but he's in one of the 2 bottom series of the NSDCA, but out here testing for Johnson Performance right now. Not doing good, though. 23rd quickest only. He's only about 3/10 off of the leader, but with these cars being so equal, it really comes down to driver skill, and it looks like Rockefeller is the slowest out of most. It's Peter Onjak quickly catching on up. Yepes there. Nicky Morris is at the back of the pack as well, and his JRL Racing number 7. Of course, a lot of controversy with... There's a lot of controversy with Reed Racing over this past weekend. They moved the number 1 MDCS car over to JRL Racing for Nicky Morris as well. Mac Johnson was supposed to go to the Molson Modified for JRL Racing. That's not happening anymore, so it might be Ashley Spellhart returning to her ride in that MMS number 7, I believe is the car number. But really just a bunch of stuff hitting Nicky Morris this week. It's been tough in the garage area for him, and now he has to go out on track, not running too fast, but just trying to get as much experience as he can for this upcoming season, running just a handful of races. We'll see where those races will be as this season progresses. Austin Murray is fastest as Irving Allison has now moved his way into second, and he's going to actually bring it down pit road. Hopefully he doesn't wipe anyone out like his teammate did. But up top as well, Peter Onjak third, fourth Stephen Wallace Jr., fifth Tib Foster, sixth Gatlin Downey, Matty Porta putting down a rocket of a lap up to seventh quickest there in that number 20. Eighth quickest is the 05, that's Austin Johnson. Ninth quickest Larry Hagan, and 10th quickest Carson Bowers. The top 9 guys all under that 19-second range. The slowest driver on track currently, Cody Smart in that number 12. If we can find him struggling right now with a 19.212, just about 4/10 off of the fastest lap, but a 4/10 is a lot at a track that only has about 20-second lap times. There's Ryan Butcher right there. Ryan might want to watch out if Cody Smart actually pulls up on him. Smart's going to make a move to the outside of Carson Bowers. A big move coming off of the corner. So it looks like the outside line might be able to work a little bit as they head through on Nashville. Of course, most of the schedule not shown yet for the SDCS or CRTS, but a lot of races are confirmed and a lot of track types are confirmed. So Nashville really looking to possibly run either a truck or cup date. This is an important test to see how the racing is, see if the drivers enjoy racing here, and we could see this track on the schedule in this season or a coming season of the NSDCA. Carson Bauer seems to be really slow, and he's going to bring it down pit road. Looks like he ran about 27 laps so far. I don't know if that was one stint or not, but he's out there running that. Adam Mitchell, 20th quickest. He's picked up a couple positions as they run there. There's Zachary DeLello, Jay Jefferson, the rest of the field. Eric Monaco, they brought that back out. Not much damage to the 72. It was some cosmetic damage. They were able to buff it out, getting Monaco back out on track, but you know he has to be furious at Butcher. Puts down a 19.098, picks himself up a couple spots there for Smart Motorsports as they continue to race around. Not even halfway through, we've already seen some crashing, and Ryan Butcher was all over the back of Stephen Wallace Jr. Is he going to try it again? Maybe he's just trying to test those bump-in runs so he can be like SBR at the beginning of last season's Crown Royal Truck Series season with the crashes and the chaos that they caused last year. But all over the back of Stephen Wallace Jr., fourth quickest Stephen Wallace Jr., while Ryan Butcher must be on new tires, has only mustered up to 12th fastest so far. Cody Smart on pit road, making some adjustments there, trying to get him from off of the bottom of the leaderboards. 16th place, Matthew Eaves for Cloud Foster Racing Operations. Not a very strong short track guy, much better at the tracks where it's just full throttle, full speed. The high-speed tracks is where he thrives at. Of course, his 2 wins in the NSDCA coming at Talladega in back-to-back seasons for the MDCS and CRTS, hoping that he'll be able to get some wins now with a 3rd Superspeedway date coming on, whether that be Daytona or a brand new Superspeedway track, we do not know, but he really enjoys it. He can't wait for the Florida weekend. He can't wait for Speed Weeks to arrive in just a few short weeks. Hopefully you guys cannot wait as well, and hopefully you guys will be there too. Fastest 2 on track, getting real close as Austin Murray almost washes up and almost got into the 82 of Irving Allison. It looks like these guys, they've set the fastest lap times, probably secured themselves some bonus EUP for this testing session. So now they're going at it with a bit of a race here between these two, trying to get some physical contact between them. Stephen Wallace Jr. now working his way under Carter Friesen as they go side by side. Ryan Butcher going to try to get under him as well, and again, hopefully he does not turn him there. Larry Hagan going under DJ Curtis as they're making moves back there, and it does seem like it's pretty easy to make some passes here, especially if you can get that guy to drive in a little too high, and they might slow up. But you see Curtis trying to use that outer line just a little bit higher, and he might have some runs down the back as there is contact up there. It looked like between Matthew Eaves and Nicky Morris getting physical down here, and that they are. So Matthew Eaves, driving just like driver Ryan Butcher, is going to get up to the back of him and tries to turn Nicky coming off the corner. He does, and then Nicky comes back up and gives him a little side hit. So these two not very happy on track currently as they pace around, and Eaves still has not gotten around Nicky. I don't know if he's just upset that Nicky's slower than him or what's going on, but these guys are starting to get real physical out here at Nashville. Take another look around as Peter Onjak comes down to pit. Austin Murray continues to be the fastest car on track as there is just a pack of drivers behind Morris and Eaves. You got the two of the fastest GDI cars there, Downey and Stephen Wallace Jr., as they head on around. Ryan Butcher a little further back. There's Friesen, Hagen. Don't count out Monaco if he gets up to that 83. You got DJ Curtis, Cody Goforth, and Jay Jefferson all in this pack. So if you want to see how the racing would be here at Nashville, this is a great thing to watch, as now Downey's going to get up. Some contact there between those two as they are bumping and banging down the front straightaway. Nicky Morris just getting used up out on track right now, which is heartbreaking for such a new team. They're trying not to tear up cars, and it looks like everyone around them just wants to, as now Nicky might be able to clear Downey as they head on through. Further back now, Hagen on the inside of Carter Friesen as they go on down the front straightaway. Here comes Monaco now fighting to the outside of Hagen. Curtis and the 27 back there, as we'll go ahead to our spectator cam that shows you all the way around the track, as Ryan Butcher is right up on Stephen Wallace Jr. It looks like Downey might have gotten slow. 3 wide further back as Dwayne Rockefeller tries to pull a Bob helipad at Richmond from 2 years ago in the CRTS and knock out a bunch of guys in a corner trying to merge onto the track. Here comes Ryan Butcher now to the inside of SWJ, now looking on Downey as well as he begins to move his way through this pack. And a lot of racing going on. Nice to see some of this racing, and hopefully they don't wreck each other, but we've already seen some contact. We've already seen some spins. You don't have to bend up sheet metal in a testing session, but a lot of these guys, they're racers. You know they want every edge they can, and if they can practice, if they can get into the heads of their competitors early on in the season and show them they have speed and they have no fear, could be big for a championship run. Butcher to the inside now of both GDI cars as Nicky Morris tries to pull away from this pack. About 11 cars under a blanket right here as Downey's really slow. He's really losing it on that outside line. Might be running a very long stint on those tires because he just has no grip and no speed currently. Now SWJ is going to try to move his way around and pass him. Side by side there, SWJ almost hit Downey as they go side by side. Jefferson now under Dwayne Rockefeller. Hopefully Rockefeller, of course, no career starts in the higher series. Actually, this is his first career start in an NSDCA event, so hopefully that he does not crash it. Well, I think he did enter the MDCS Atlanta test, so I messed up that. But this is the first time he's in a Cup car and first time he's in with some very strong, very fast drivers, so hopefully he does not pull an Alex Parker in that car. Cody Smart's picked up a couple hundredths of a second. He moves up to 25th quickest. Dwayne Rockefeller 26th. Brady Burkhardt actually 27th. And Zachary DeLello 28th quickest. So nothing going right for DeLello currently. There's a 5-car pack. Brady's probably been in this pack for a while, so he doesn't have much room to go get a fast lap. He's been stuck behind the Monster Motorsports cars. You got Brandon Morris right on his back bumper, and this is dangerous right here. Morris all over the back of Brady. That was contact coming off of the corner, so it doesn't look like Brandon's too happy with Brady being in his way. And further back is also Matty Porta, so this is a 5-car battle here on track, getting physical as well. Seems Nashville's a pretty physical track. Hopefully it's not like North Wilkesboro with all the crashes from the beating and banging, but this could be an interesting track to see on the NSDCA schedule in some regard this season now, as they are going hard for these positions here at Nashville. And now the 05 all over the back of the 95. Burkhardt carrying some momentum down the front straightaway. Porta all over the back of Morris, and now Burkhardt's trying to pass 2 Monster Motorsports guys on the outside. This is going to be big if he can do that. That's going to show these guys this is a multi-groove racetrack, and he will. Burkhardt clears both MM guys, and he's going to clear himself to the front of the pack. Great move by Brady, and now Morris is going to look to the inside of the 05 and the 95, as it looks like the 95 might be the one slowing everyone up. Side by side there for those positions on the racetrack, but of course this is not positions in the race. Your positions in the race, of course, determined by your fastest lap. Austin Murray in the 91 heading on around, still the fastest driver on the racetrack. Top 8 or 9 cars right here. Now Irving Allison trying to bring himself into this pack as Downey, Nicky Morris, Butcher, and Stephen Wallace Jr. have kind of tried to pull away from it. Hagen, Monaco right there, and there's a big pack behind the slowest on the racetrack, Zachary DeLello. The slowest is not too far back. It's still only about 3/10 off of the race leader, but DeLello really needs to start getting some laps in, trying to get himself some experience here. Short track racer. here in this 57, trying to improve those stats here as Jefferson is going to clear him coming off of the corner. Matthew Eaves a bit further back with Friesen. As well, there is Cody Goforth. Irving Allison looking to the inside of DJ Curtis. 10 minutes left in this testing session. We've already seen some exciting racing, some exciting moving of people around this course as well. Now Carson Bowers all over the back of the MM guys, as Diego Yepes is also going to be coming up to the MM guys, wondering why they are so slow. But your defending CRTS champion, Carson Bowers, in the middle of this pack, as the other three guys have pulled away. You see up there, they're racing amongst themselves. Bowers going to look to the inside of that 05 car. Not going to happen this time around, but might get a nose in there. Might be some contact coming off the corner. And that it is, some contact there between the 05 and the 25. And now Bauer is going to try to move his way past Austin Johnson there in that 05 car. And Johnson's going to pull it down pit road. The 95 side by side now with the 25 as Bowers continues his movement through this pack. I think that the 95 and 05 probably are running longer stints. That's why their tires are giving out and they're a bit slower than everyone else. Up here, Casey Mears now has two Toyotas behind him, the PA boys of Burkhart and Morris. And now Brady is all over the back of Casey Mears. Let's go, though. Didn't want to be pushed all the way down, as now Morris is going to try to dive to the inside of Mears, as Casey's really holding them up right now. 23rd quickest for Mears. At least it's not the bottom of the order, but it's close enough to it. Great job today for Casey Mears, though. A road course guy, not really a short track guy outside of Iowa, but he's doing really well in this testing session, not tearing it up, getting some good data and racing some of these guys that he might have to race this season in the SDCS. Bowers catching up to this pack as well. Now you got Diego catching up to Aidan Smith. Aidan put a very fast lap in at the beginning. He's fallen all the way to 17th quickest on the track. That is not very good in comparison to what we thought he'd start with. As Diego's actually going to move him up the track. Diego don't care about his own drivers. He wants them to earn their keep here, and he's going to move that 95 up and out of the way. Yepes clear around Aidan Smith as Bowers now works his way around Casey Mears. Tib Foster coming back out track. A great performance for Tib. Not really an oval guy, but of course got his first oval win at Iowa last season. Right now, 6th quickest on track. Fantastic there as he's going to merge up right behind the 27 is now the 72 of Monaco pits as well. The 47, Matthew Eaves has some damage, heavy damage to that 47. He must have gotten in a scuffle here at Nashville during testing. So we'll go ahead and see what that was. And oh my gosh! We're going to pause this real quick because we just had something happen. And we're going to go back a bit here in this pack racing here. So, red flag out on the circuit. Nicky Morris was leading this group. You got the GDI guys, Larry Hagan, Eric Monaco, Matthew Eaves, Jay Jefferson. Here comes Irving Allison and Austin Murray. They're catching up to this. So someone in this pack is holding someone else up. Monaco gets sent 3 wide with Jefferson and Irving Allison. Excuse me for that. Matthew Eaves is all over the back of Stephen Wallace Jr. Downey's going to pit here, so that stacks everyone up. Irving Allison's trying to make a move under Eaves. They're going to make contact right here, and Eaves gets hooked into him. Irving Allison goes up and over, flipping multiple times down the front straightaway in that 82 and hit by Dwayne Rockefeller. But he kept on going. Look at that. Flipped upside down and drove that car back around. Casey Mears into the back of him. Just could not slow down in time. Really had nowhere to go, but heavy damage to Irving Allison's number 82. And that is bad for that is bad for Irving Allison. SBR tearing up yet another cup car. But holy cow, that was a big incident here. And we'll go ahead and take another replay of that. But jeez. All right, we'll take another look at this. We'll slow it down a little bit. So Irving Allison comes up and into Eaves. They're going to make contact. Eric Monaco's just up on the top, has nowhere to go. So Eaves turns down into the 82, going to hit him into the 72, and that bounces the 82 of Allison up on top of the 47's hood, and he's going to flip upside down. Murray just gets through it. No, Murray actually hits it, and Irving Allison goes flipping. Curtis actually just misses that 82 as he goes for a wild ride down the front stretch here at Nashville. Eaves and Murray continue on. Dwayne Rockefeller just nowhere to go. He turns down late. The 06, great job by Adam Mitchell to get through it. And then as they're coming down, you see DeLello's going to get to the inside. He slams the brakes. Morris almost is going to run into Allison as he came in. And Mears has Bowers to his inside. He's trying to get down. No one's been using that outside line, and he just slams the brakes. It locks up and into the back of the 82. Not much damage to the 07, but a lot of damage to Irving Allison here in that 82 car, and that is bad for SBR, but they have enough money to buy out the NSDCA at this point, so who cares if they get some damage, you know? Heading on around, we're back under the green flag here at practice as Matty Porta's down to the inside of Aidan Smith. That's a battle for that for no position. I don't know why I was going to say that. Porta up to 8th. Dusty Neal had a great run at the beginning. He's up to 12th quickest now, so continuing to put on some very strong performances for CFRO at the short tracks, hoping that he will be able to get his first career NSDCA victory. The last time he almost won was back in season number 3 in his part-time year for CFRO when he almost won Texas if it wasn't for Austin Johnson diving it into turn 1, moving him out of the way, and taking the win for himself. Neal has not won a race ever in the NSDCA, looking to do that for the first time this season. Hopefully with a smaller field, he might be able to get up there, possibly put in some good performances for CFRO. Murray back out on track. He's the fastest car on track still and will probably end this testing session the right way. Irving Allison second quickest, but his car is now junked upside down as they have brought the backup out for that 82 car. They're going to try to get Irving some more laps in here at Nashville as the field continues to cycle around. On Jack, third quickest. He's on pit road. I don't think he wants to go back out while these guys are wrecking like that. Drain Rockefeller on pit road. Tip Foster actually making a move on DJ Curtis side by side between these two drivers. And now Curtis on the outside, Foster on the inside. It will be Foster prevailing on that inside line. No, Curtis is going to fight back on the outside. So these drivers having a lot of fun, looks like, running that outside line, running the inside line. You could get it done either way here at Nashville as we've seen. So this is an interesting track to possibly have on the schedule as they go around. Murray now to the inside of the 27. You got Jay Jefferson up here, Stephen Wallace Jr., Nicky Morris now in this 5-car pack, as it looks like Jay has some left side damage to the door there on that 48 car. Go ahead and take a look at the incident tracker real quick and see if I can see my mouse. That'd be nice. See if there were any engine failures. There was a fuel leak on the 44 a little earlier. Not too bad, but they'll have to patch that up as they go around, and it looks like that is it. So just a fuel leak on the 44 is the only mechanical problem we've seen so far as they continue on around. 91 of Murray moving his way through the pack. There's the 06 of Adam Mitchell coming back out onto the track for HBP. Ryan Butcher coming back out onto the track for SBR. And Larry Hagan fighting Austin Johnson. Yeah, it looks like Peter, they might just have thrown in the towel. Third quickest is pretty fast for him. Doesn't want to tear up the car, so they might just be sitting on pit road waiting for this testing session to end. As we have a pack of cars here. Eric Monaco, Ryan Butcher, Nicky Morris, Jay Jefferson, Stephen Wallace Jr., Cody Goforth, Foster, Nicky's getting turned. Nicky's going to get turned. What a save by the 7 car. He was sideways coming off of the corner, put the wheel in it. Great save by Nicky Morris there for JRL Racing. You see Butcher, contact between Butcher and Jefferson. Butcher has been into everyone today, and now that's some contact between these two as well. You know, it is short track racing. We like to see some bumping and banging, but geez, these guys are taking it to another level here in this testing session. You think everyone's trying to keep their cars clean, but Nicky Morris, a great save there in that number 7. Really a wheel man. Might not be the fastest guy on track, but he is keeping that car out of trouble. Been almost spun twice and saved it twice today in this testing session. Great run for that 7 team not to tear up these cars. Irving Allison bringing the backup back in. Doesn't seem like the backup ran any faster, so they're going to bring it in, try to adjust the car. And yeah, Peter Onjak on pit road. Solid, happy with that 3rd position so far. Probably no one going to really catch him now that everyone is in traffic mostly. So it looks like Peter's very happy with the 3rd position run with an 18.853. Austin Murray leads 3 100ths over Irving Allison, 5 100ths over Peter Onjak as Casey Mears now They're going to go 3 wide. Mears scared right now as Neal dives to the inside of Burkhart. Will clear him. Mears was hoping that they wouldn't tear that car up. Burkhart now was in the middle. He's going to try to pull back away, and he's going to hold up Diego Yepes as here comes Casey Mears on the outside with some momentum in that 07 car. He's been running pretty well. Got some damage earlier, but 24th quickest, not great for this team, but for the first time out in a cup car for Mears, nice to see him getting some laps in that 07 car. Adam Mitchell passing Nicky Morris as Nicky 25th quickest. We'll go ahead. 2 minutes left in the testing session. We'll run through the testing run right now as one car is blown up. Stephen Wallace Jr. So GDI, even though they have the speed, it's still going to be bad weekend for them as the car, smoke pouring from the car, and it is an engine failure for that 65 car. Heartbreak for GDI after they were having such a good testing session, but that'll probably bring that SWJ car to the end of this session. Peter Onjak is actually back out on track, I believe. No, he's still on pit road. So Peter, yeah, they've pretty much thrown in the towel. Peter's out of the car, talking with his crew about it, so looks like they're not coming back out. But with 2 minutes left in the testing session, we'll run through the field real quick as we watch some of the battles occurring on the racetrack. Austin Murray going to be the fastest at the end of this testing session. Irving Allison second quickest. Peter Onjak, Stephen Wallace Jr., Larry Hagan, your top 5. Tip Foster, Gatlin Downey, Austin Johnson, Matty Porta, and Jay Jefferson, your top 10. All of them under the 19-second pit stops. In 11th is Carson Bowers. 12th is Dusty Neal. 13th, Diego Yepes. 14th, Ryan Butcher. And 15th, Carter Friesen. 16th is the 27 of Cody Goforth, not Bobo Jones. 17th is the 95. That is Aidan Smith. 18th, Brandon Morris. 19th, Matthew Eaves. And 20th, DJ Curtis. 21st is the 72 of Eric Monaco. 22nd is Cody Smart. 23rd is Adam Mitchell. 24th, Casey Mears. 25th, Nicky Morris. 26th is the 51 of Drain Rockefeller. 27th is Zachary DeLello. And 28th, and slowest on the track, Brady Burkhart. After they've already torn up 2 cars at SBR, have some damage to that 83, flipped over the 82. Man, SBR not having a good testing session outside of that second place run with the 82 of Irving Allison. 1 minute to go in the testing session. We're watching some great battles on track, so we'll go ahead and flip it to the pit road cam as you see mostly everyone come off of turn number 4 and head down into turn number 1. We thank you guys for tuning in for this entire 30-minute testing session, and it was surely exciting. Nashville might have to be considered for a race date in either the Trucks Cup or both, possibly, as this season goes on. But a lot of guys have flipped over. A lot of guys have been making some enemies on track, and we'll be sure to see some of those conflicts possibly after this, because Cody Smart still has not gotten up to Ryan Butcher yet. But as they continue to go around, about 15 seconds left in this testing session, everyone getting their last bits of data in as this session will come to a close. It was exciting, and it is Austin Murray topping the charts for that 91 team. Hopefully, even with the retirement of Logan Cloud, they will still be able to run. And, of course, Cloud did wish the best for P2M. So, we'll see what P2M can do this season. Friesen and Burkhart coming out with, no time left on the clock, so I don't know why. But a lot of contact, a lot of tempers, but a lot of action-packed racing and action-packed data management here at Nashville. We thank you guys so much for tuning in to this Sundrop Cup Series test, and we will see you guys next time on the NSDCA.